Northwest Territories stretches across a vast expanse of northern Canada, where forests give way to tundra and lakes seem to meet the horizon. Yellowknife acts as the primary gateway. It provides access to Great Slave Lake, known for boating and fishing in warmer months, and for snowmobiling and ice fishing when temperatures fall. To the west, Nahanni National Park Reserve protects dramatic river canyons and waterfalls, attracting paddlers and hikers seeking remote terrain. Farther south, Wood Buffalo National Park offers vast protected land where wildlife and wetlands shape the experience. Each of these places reflects a different side of the territory's geography. The Dempster Highway shifts the perspective again. It runs north through changing landscapes, connecting communities like Inuvik and eventually reaching Tuktoyaktuk on the Arctic Ocean. Along the way, small settlements and historic sites such as Fort McPherson reveal how northern trade routes and cultural traditions continue to influence travel today. Beyond these routes, Great Bear Lake remains one of the most isolated and expansive freshwater bodies in the region, known for its clarity and remoteness. Taken together, these destinations show how tourism in the Northwest Territories centers on space, resilience, and environment. Urban life, protected wilderness, Arctic coastline, and inland lakes all exist within one territory, yet each offers a distinct travel rhythm. Now, it is time to look more closely at these places and see how each one shapes the experience of traveling in the Northwest Territories. Yellowknife stands as the capital and largest city of the Northwest Territories, positioned along the northern shore of Great Slave Lake. Built on ancient bedrock and surrounded by boreal forest, the city developed through gold mining and later became the administrative center of the territory. Today, it functions as the main entry point for travelers arriving by air, with most northern routes beginning here. The city balances infrastructure with open landscape. Government buildings, small businesses, and residential neighborhoods sit close to rocky outcrops and wide stretches of water. In winter, frozen surfaces become temporary roads and gathering places. During summer, long daylight hours extend activity well into the evening. What matters here is accessibility. Yellowknife provides services, accommodations, and tour operators that make travel into more remote areas possible. Just beyond the city limits, Great Slave Lake defines the wider horizon. It is the deepest lake in North America, with waters that stretch across an immense and often wind-shaped surface. In warmer months, it supports boating and fishing, while in winter it transforms into a frozen expanse that becomes part of daily movement and seasonal travel. Its scale is difficult to grasp from a map alone. Standing on its shoreline, the lake feels closer to an inland sea than a typical freshwater body. Wood Buffalo National Park covers an immense area in the southern part of the Northwest Territories and extends into northern Alberta. It is the largest national park in Canada and also recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The park protects vast boreal forests, wetlands, and river systems, creating habitat for free-roaming wood bison and migratory birds. For travelers, the appeal lies in its scale and isolation. Long distances separate key access points, and much of the experience revolves around self-sufficient exploration, scenic drives, and wildlife observation in one of the most expansive, protected areas in North America. Farther west, Nahanni National Park Reserve presents a different landscape. Also listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it is known for deep river canyons, powerful waterfalls, and rugged mountain backdrops. The South Nahanni River cuts through the terrain, attracting experienced paddlers and guided expeditions. Access is limited compared to southern parks, often involving small aircraft or multi-day journeys. That limited access shapes the experience. Visits here tend to be deliberate, planned, and focused on wilderness immersion rather than short stops. As travel continues northward, the infrastructure begins to shift. Paved highways gradually give way to long stretches of gravel, and the sense of remoteness increases. The Dempster Highway marks this transition clearly. Beginning near Dawson City in Yukon and running roughly 700 kilometers to Inuvik in the Northwest Territories, it is one of the few roads in Canada that crosses the Arctic Circle. An extension from Inuvik continues further north to Tuktoyaktuk on the Arctic Ocean. Built over permafrost and open tundra, the route is less about speed and more about endurance, offering wide views, river crossings, and a direct overland connection to the Arctic coast. Along the Dempster Highway, small communities and historic landmarks appear against a wide northern backdrop. Near the Peel River crossing lies the National Historic Site of Fort McPherson. This settlement grew from a 19th century trading post and later became an important administrative and cultural center for the region. Today, it reflects the long history of indigenous communities, fur trade routes, and missionary activity that once shaped movement through the western Arctic. For travelers, it offers a pause along the highway and a glimpse into the human history of the North. Farther north, the road reaches Inuvik, often described as a gateway to the Arctic. Built in the mid-20th century to replace a flood-prone settlement nearby, the town was designed for permafrost conditions, with buildings constructed on pilings above the ground. Inuvik serves as a regional hub, providing services, accommodations, and air connections that support travel deeper into the Arctic landscape. Seasonal light changes define the atmosphere here, from extended summer daylight to long winter nights. Beyond Inuvik, the highway continues to Tuktoyaktuk. This small coastal community sits on the shores of the Arctic Ocean and represents one of the few places in Canada where the ocean can be reached by public road. The extension of the Dempster Highway to Tuktoyaktuk created a continuous overland route from southern Canada to the Arctic coast. Standing at the shoreline, the transition becomes clear. Forests and river valleys give way to tundra and open Arctic water, marking the northernmost point of this long journey. East of the Mackenzie River Basin lies Great Bear Lake, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world and the largest entirely within Canada. Remote and sparsely populated, it is known for its clear waters and trophy-sized fish, particularly lake trout. Access is limited, often requiring flights or carefully planned overland routes. That remoteness defines the experience. Travel here is less about infrastructure and more about immersion in quiet, open space. Across the territory, another natural phenomenon shapes tourism patterns, the Aurora borealis. Long winter nights and low levels of light pollution create favorable conditions for northern lights viewing. Yellowknife, in particular, is often referred to as the Aurora capital of North America. Its accessible location, clear skies, and established tour operators make it one of the most recognized bases for Aurora travel. Observation lodges, heated viewing domes, and guided excursions operate throughout the colder months, when solar activity and darkness align. Taken together, the Northwest Territories presents a form of travel centered on distance, light, and landscape. From the administrative hub of Yellowknife to the deep waters of Great Slave Lake, from UNESCO-listed parks to the Arctic Ocean coastline, each destination reflects a different dimension of the North. Roads narrow, seasons dictate movement, and nature remains the primary framework for exploration. For more documentary-style travel guides exploring Canada and beyond, subscribe to Wanderway. If this journey through the Northwest Territories was useful, consider liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments.